There is a lot of BS out there about SMMA, about starting and running a social media marketing agency. And that's because there are people out there who want to sell you 997 courses. Most of the content you see on YouTube is not run by people who just make this content for fun. It's run by people who are making their content to grow their businesses, not your business. So I get it. Look, there's nothing wrong with selling a 997 course. I've bought plenty of 997 courses. I've learned a lot from them, actually. I've made a lot of money from them. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I think you have to be careful when you're watching content like this about people just sharing, how to start a social media marketing agency. Anyone who's giving advice on this stuff, you have to be careful because a lot of people aren't giving you advice out of the goodness of their heart. They're giving you advice because they want you to buy a program or they want you to adopt their specific way of thinking. Now, I don't have a course. I'm not a 997 guru. I make these videos for fun. I make these videos so that one day my future kids can go and watch them back and see what I was working on and see what I've accomplished. So I have nothing to sell you, but today I wanted to come on and just share my honest thoughts about what it's like to start and scale a social media marketing agency in 2024. I think there are going to be a lot of things in here that you haven't heard before. And I run my social media marketing agency since 2020, longer than a lot of the gurus out there that are currently selling your 997 courses have been running their agencies for if they've ever run them. And I've learned a lot through that time. I've known a lot of agency owners. This is my life's work, to be honest. So I'm really excited to share with you guys what it's actually like to start a social media marketing agency. Not what the gurus want you to think it is, but I'm going to drop some harsh truths on you, and I'm gonna say some things that the gurus won't tell you. And it's because I want you guys to learn from this content. If you guys do like this raw style of content, if you are looking to start a social media marketing agency, I would consider subscribing because I'm going to be posting lots of content like this. But let's get into it. First thing, social media marketing in 2024 is not drop servicing. There are a lot of gurus who have been using the term drop servicing, and what they're trying to explain is it's as simple as hiring a freelancer in India or the Philippines and then marking their service up 70% in price and then selling that to your clients and then just having them deliver the service. Like it's as simple as drop shipping, but with services. And it's not true at all. That's not true at all. You can do that and you can get away with running a business like that. But if you want to build a six-figure social media marketing agency, it's going to require commitment. That's what the gurus don't want to tell you is that it's not as simple as just drop servicing and hiring someone from a third world country to deliver a service and taking 70% margins. It's going to require your time, your effort. It's going to require you to learn something about your services. Like, just think about it for a second. Where else in the world could you go and know nothing about anything and get paid spectacularly well? There's no other business model in the world works like that, where you just do it. Like if anyone is selling you a business model where there's a shortcut or an unknown trick or hack or secret, they're probably lying to you. They're probably trying to make it sound super easy so you buy into it. And I have no incentive for you guys to think that. Like it's going to take time and effort, right? Like there's a lot of YouTube content out there. And I love watching this content too, but there are YouTubers out there that do like 0 to 10K a month in 2 months challenge. And I think that's so dumb. I think they're cool to watch. I love those videos, but I think the whole premise is flawed. Seeing someone scale a social media marketing agency quickly is not realistic, right? Like it's going to take some time. And no hate to the guys who make those videos. Again, I think it's cool, but I think they have an advantage in that they've run a social media marketing agency before, or I've seen somewhere they're dumping cash into ads. Like they have these advantages that you as a beginner don't have. So it's not realistic to think that you can just start a social media marketing agency, find some freelancer on Fiverr or Upwork, and then make 10K per month without having to do any work. I hate to shatter your dreams, but it's going to require more from you from that. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. I hope that's an encouraging thing. I hope some people here aren't turned off by that because it takes all that work, because it does take work. It means you're actually building a real business, like building a business that's worth owning. Again, sometimes there are like glitches in the matrix. There's these market inefficiencies where you can pop in and make some quick money. And yeah, sometimes you can do that and not really have to do a whole lot of work. But most of the time, it takes effort. It takes specialization. Like if you want to make good money online, you have to be good at something. That logic should follow. There's no other business model in the world where you can just come in, do nothing, and make a ton of cash. So that's not the expectation I want you to have for this. You have to be committed. Like everyone is interested in making money, but you have to commit to getting good at these things if you want to build an agency. Now, again, I hope that doesn't turn you off because that actually means that starting a social media marketing agency is so much more worth it than you might think, right? You're building a business that has stability. One of the beautiful things about this model is that it's not a new model. Like even things like drop shipping and affiliate marketing, some of those are relatively new in the way they're structured. But marketing agencies have been around since I think the 1800s, like over 100 years, maybe 200 years. So it's not a radically new concept. It's you delivering services to someone and getting paid for it, right? It's a service-based business. It's just a real business model that can create a ton of cash for you. So it's going to take more effort, but it's going to provide people more value because of that. You're going to be better at it. You're going to get clients on board, and you don't get rich by getting clients. You get rich by keeping them, right? Like you getting a client on for 1 month is not going to get you to $1 million a year. You getting 10 clients on and keeping them for 12 months, yeah, you're getting a lot closer. But the only way you do that is by delivering a good service. Like you have to know what you're doing. You have to invest time into your customer experience, not just outreach, not just drop servicing. You have to actually take the time to build a business that's worth owning. Otherwise, someone could just come along and take everything you have from you, right? Like if it wasn't a hard business model to start, if there wasn't some challenge to it, it wouldn't be worth starting. That's another thing about running a social media marketing agency is that the skills you build are incredible. That's something that no guru talks about. They talk about the money, they talk about how easy it is. It's not easy, but it will teach you a lot of incredible business skills. Like starting a marketing agency, if you're not drop servicing, you should be learning marketing, which is the most important skill to growing any business, by the way. You should be learning sales. You should be learning how to hire people. You should be learning finance. You should be learning so many different skills that are applicable to lots of different models, which is the brilliant thing about starting this is that you actually get a crash course in business. So in some ways, starting a social media marketing agency is the best business education that you can get. Now, a lot of people like to say is starting a social media marketing agency saturated in 2024. No, it's not. It's not at all because most agencies that you're competing against are people who've watched a couple of YouTube videos on drop servicing and now think they can make 10K per month. People who are interested, not committed. So if you're following the model the way you should, like if you're actually taking the time to understand your service, taking the time to serve your customers, actually taking the time and really committing to it, you can get incredible results and you don't have to compete with anyone who's just got some freelancer from Upwork or Fiverr. Like the reality is, if you put a month's worth of preparation, like if you stick to starting a social media marketing agency and like actually do it, like not just say you're doing it, but do it every day for a month, you'll be in the top 10% of all agency owners. It's the beautiful thing about this model is that anyone can do it, but that also means that everyone can do it, right? Like that means there's so many people out there starting social media marketing agencies. So you're not really competing with anyone if you take time to do the right things. There's also a lot of these other like agency models like IPGA, growth operating, all these things like that are just like running a social media marketing agency with commissions, right? There's lots of different models that I see people run. And I know it's really difficult. Like, how do you choose which one you want to start with? I think there's simplicity in just starting a service-based business, starting a business where you offer a service like Facebook ads, like social media management and content creation. Those are some of the best businesses you can build. So if you are watching this video and you are thinking about starting a social media marketing agency in 2024, it's not too saturated. You can do it without any background, without any experience. But that means that you will have to create a background. You'll have to get experience. You'll have to commit to learning more about an agency. It's not as simple as all the gurus are making it out to be, but it's so much more worth it than anyone is making it out to be because you're building real skills. You're building recurring revenue. You're meeting and becoming friends with clients who have businesses or multiple businesses. Like I have so many friends who are multimillionaires or even potentially billionaires because that's the kind of clientele they work with. So, in my opinion, this is the model to start. Like if you're watching this video and you're not really sure what to start with, social media marketing is alive and well in 2024. It is my favorite business model. And I've tried all the business models. I've tried most of them at least. It's a real business model. It will take your time. It will take your commitment. It will require more from you than you can imagine, but it'll be so much more worth it. If you guys enjoy these videos, consider subscribing. I like making these videos, and again, I make them for fun. I make them to teach you guys things, and I make them so that one day I can look back on these videos and say, "Wow, that's cool." So if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and I wish you guys the best of luck. I hope you guys found this video encouraging.